Hey everybody, this is Bladespark83 coming at you with another how-to video in Valheim. Today we are going to be discussing the almighty hoe. That's right, how to obtain said hoe, how to use said hoe to your benefit. In Valheim, just as in the real world, the hoe could be the most mighty tool that you have or the biggest hindrance you got. Well, that's not true, that's just real life. In Valheim, the hoe is the almighty tool that you are going to learn to use and love. It is underrated and probably the best thing in the game for you to use at the moment. Updates later on may change this, but for now, we're going to get into this. The first thing that you're going to need before you obtain said hoes, go out into the real world, collect the things that hoe needs, get yourself a workbench, come over, use workbench, come over, find hoe. There's hoe. You need 5 wood, 2 stone to create hoe. If you have all of that, you understand, you just got yourself a cheap hoe. This is awesome. Now that you have your hoe, you're asking, well, Bladespark, what do I do with my hoe? It's simple. You use your hoe to your benefit and your will. So let's go. The first thing that you're going to want to do is flatten ground so you can build an awesome base. Once you have your ground flattened, your base can be built with ease and without an issue because you don't have all the ups and downs that the hoe takes away from base building. To level set ground, if you're using a controller, you just simply tap A, you have the level ground, tap A again, and you have this circle. Now, the important thing to know is if you want a certain height with your ground, you must be standing on that height to bring the ground around you up or down to what you want. You aim the crosshair at the ground and you'll notice that there is a break in the circle to the top right. That means that ground is a little high. You just simply, if once again you're using a controller, pull the right trigger and it drops it. Smooths it out, makes it flat. But also to be noted that when you're using your hoe, she takes stamina from you. Keep that in mind. So spamming the hoe button is not a good thing. Take your time with your hoe. Make her yours. Now that you got your ground level, let's say you want to work on defenses. Your hoe has got you. You can raise the ground and create defenses that you don't have to maintain and that AI cannot destroy. As of yet, updates later on because this is an early access game, this may change. But for now, we're gonna go at it. So now you got your ground level. You want to build yourself some cheap, unbreakable, non-maintenance needed defenses. Again, your hoe has got you. You just need to pay her. And you pay her in stone. You simply go back into your menu for the hoe, choose raise ground, and you get a smaller crosshair with this weird slinky looking thing. So anyway, you come over, you tap your trigger, your main button to use, and you can raise ground. It costs you 2 stone, which is pretty much nothing in the game of Valheim, because later on when you get into brick making, some of it takes 4, some of it takes more than that. Again, your hoe is cheap and there for you. Once you have your ground raised, you have a cheap wall that the AI cannot climb into, they cannot jump over, and they cannot break. This is a very, very good thing to know early on in game. Now that you got your defenses built, you say, okay, well that looks a little chunky. My hoe kind of got on it a little hard. That's fine. You can shave down your mistakes with the pick. Unfortunately, to get your first pick, you have to defeat the first boss. Don't worry, the first boss is relatively easy. But you can shave down your walls pretty thin. And this is good to know because if you want to build high bases and you want a small area, can shave down your walls to a pick, and this still counts as ground for your high building. Literally knowing this information, the sky is the limit for building in Valheim. Now you ask yourself, well, what if I wall myself in there, Bladespark? How do I get out of my base that's so built and so awesome? It's simple. You have a corner. You can simply run up the side and jump up into the corners, and it will work as a ladder for your character to get in and out of. Just make sure you have stamina for it, and you're a little smarter than me. Anyway, now that we've gone over said uses of your hoe, I'm sure you all will find more creative ways to treat your hoe and make it your own later on in the future. Thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate your time and taking to watch this video. And if you found something that you learned from it and you genuinely enjoy it, if you could like, share, and subscribe, that would be awesome. Thank you very much for taking the time again.